everyone, I'm here with a quick video to show you the decks I'm going to be working with for the month of July 2025. I have here the tarot deck I'm going to be working with for the month of July. I also have here a Lenorman deck. Always pick a Lenorman deck or a cartomancy type deck to work with for the month, as well as a couple of oracle decks that I'm going to be working with for the month of July. So if you get a reading from me, whether that's through the Patreon, I have subscriptions for monthly readings there, or through the Etsy shop, these are the decks you'll probably see, unless it's like a very specific kind of reading where I use specific decks. So let's get started. I have obviously here the Mythos Tarot. Now, I've been trying to use some different decks. I do have a wide collection, but I just felt drawn back to this deck. I did use it last year, but I really love this deck. To me, it has just such a midsummer kind of vibe to it. It is what is this, a rock pool deck? I think it is. Yes, it is. It's a rock pool deck. It's got a beautiful rose petal feel to it. I don't really like rose petal cards, but I do love them on books and boxes. It comes with a nice ribbon. We've got this beautiful full color glossy guidebook, and it's a really good guidebook. Like, they talk a little bit about who each of the people are in the cards, as well as the upright and upside down meanings. So it's actually like a nice little guidebook that they have there. Charisma here. Yes, I do love gilded edges. What can I say? I am a sucker for gilding. This is just a beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm going to zoom in a little more on it. Love the backings here. I think they're beautiful, but also nicely reversible. Again, the gilding, you can see I shuffled it. It's got a little scuff, but that's life. And what I love about this deck is that it combines sort of Greek mythology and tarot. And so you have, for example, here you have like the 9 of coins, and this is Plutus, right? So you can look up, what Plutus is. And it does say in the book, it does describe, what that person is. But, maybe you want to know more about it, you can look up the Greek mythology. And so it adds this other layer of meaning to the cards, which I really love. And I'm into, Greek and Roman mythology, I think because I'm into astrology. So I really love learning about that kind of stuff. And I just think it's beautiful. Yes, some people have said, oh, this is a pretty people deck. It definitely is a pretty people deck. But sometimes I like that. Sometimes I just want a pretty people deck. I find this deck just very summery. I think it's all the golds and things. There's just like a juiciness to the colors that I find very summery. I love working with this deck. Some of the choices, like here we have the Hermit. We have Hermes. I would have not picked Hermes for the Hermit. I would have picked him as the Magician, but we're all going to make different choices. There is these borders here, but I really do like these borders. They have the Tower, they have the Poseidon. I generally group that. 9 of Wands. We have I gotta get my glasses on here. Bia, I don't know who that is. Some of them I don't know who it is, but it has helped me to learn some of them. The Sun, we have Helios. I would not put Helios as an older man. I put him as a young man. So, there's some things where I'm like, oh, I would do it this way, but it is just a gorgeous deck to work with. I love that it has those layers of meaning. We have Aphrodite, of course, for the lovers. 4 of Cups, we have Styx, the River Styx. It's a beautiful deck. I think it's really lovely. So again, some people don't like it because it's pretty people, but I think it's really beautiful and I love working with it. Now, the Oracle deck that I'm going to be working with this also has a Greek or Roman mythological kind of bent to it, and that is the Oracle of the Mythic Heroes. I recently got this deck fairly recently. It's probably going to be one of my favorite decks of the year. This is just a wonderful, amazing deck for working with things like Greek mythology. And this guy's also, I believe he's a psychologist as well. So it has this sort of very mental health kind of aspect to it, which I really love. So it's got, again, beautiful guidebook here, because it talks about the myth. Each one of these is a myth, and then it talks about the teaching of the myth as well. So it's just really, really lovely book. And it has an astrological bent to it too, which I love, which is that it goes with the decans. And if you don't know what the decans are, so if you think of the zodiac, there's 12 signs in the zodiac. And if you think of the zodiac or a wheel, you could divide it into 12 pieces of pie, right? One for each of the 12 signs. It's a 360 degrees. And each of those pieces, 12 pieces, could be divided into 3, which is called the decans, 30 degrees each. So there was a card here for each of the decans of the sign. So for example, we have Medea here, and the keyword is revenge. And this is one of the decans of Scorpio. So we have 3 Scorpio cards, we have 3 Libra cards, we have 3 Sagittarius cards, and so forth. I think it does have here 3 extra cards as well, 3 or 4 extra cards that don't fit with the decans, but they're kind of like the monsters or whatever. But I just love this deck. I find it's not only beautiful, but the meanings, like whenever I've pulled a card, it's got a lot of rich meanings to it. So here we have Orestes and Justice, Midas and Greed. Like some of these you probably know the story from. Odysseus and Strategy, Helen and Sexuality. All right, now let's take a look at it with these cards here. So let's take a look. I think they're very people-y. If you're not into people-y cards, then, you know, these may not be for you. I think that these go together pretty well. The Devil, Hades, and then we have Sisyphus and Burden. That's a good combination. We have the High Priestess, Persephone, and then we have the Sphinx with Transition. Again, I think these are associated with moon phases. That's what it is, the monsters in this deck. So Transition, and then we have the High Priestess and Persephone. There's a lot to work with there, I think. We have Justice and Themis, the goddess of justice, and then we have Hercules and Strength. Again, a lot to say with that. There's a lot of layers going on here. Oh, sorry. I just saw a spider, and that, yeah, freaks me out because I don't like spiders. All right, I'm gonna leave that in there for giggles because, you know, luckily it was not a big spider, but still, don't like spiders. All right, next we have 5 of Wands. We have Zealous. I'm not sure who that is. I will have to look that one up. And we have Leto and Anxiety. But we can work with the 5 of Wands and Anxiety for sure. That's a good combination there. 2 of Cups, we have Hermaphroditus, and we have Chiron and Knowledge. Lots of layers here. I really feel like this has a lot of rich, juicy kind of layers to work through. So I think these 2 go together really, really well. The other deck that I work with often in July, because it is Cancer season, and you know, it's all about the water and the moon. I'm gonna put this one away. How many boxes here? All the boxes. Take a look at that there. Put that away. Is the Oracle of the Mermaids. I love this deck. This deck, again, is a very pretty people kind of deck. It's often, the cards are sometimes seen as like, sort of like romance cover kind of cards. I love this because, you know, there aren't a ton of mermaid decks. I mean, there's a few out there. I did have the Jasmine Beckett Griffith one, and then there's also the Dame Darcy one, but I like this one the best. I think just, you know, I think of Cancer season as like going to the beach, water, and I also think with mermaids there's this connection with like sexuality, but also going into the depths of our psyche. So I find this is just like a really lovely one to work with in the month of July. So we have, like, I love too that this has keyword, but then also keywords underneath. So we have guide, and then we have guide, mentor, a trustworthy ally. So we'll have things like Yamea, but then you've got more keywords here with grandmother, ocean, primordial, dreams, vivid dreaming, dream images, dream teaching. So you can see it's got this very kind of like subconscious kind of energy to it, and also like romantic energy. Reflections, what you contemplate. Again, I should go get my reading glasses. I'm getting to that age. What you contemplate can actualize. That's what it says. All right. Endurance, keep going. Transparency, honest, authentic, genuine, present. I'm not going to go through them all, obviously. Let's see how they work with our tarot cards. There. Oh, looks nice. Okay. Do like that. Oh, we got Medusa here with the 8 of Swords, and we have Adrift, letting go, allowing a higher force to take charge for a time. If we think of like the 8 of Swords, feeling trapped, feeling like we can't do anything. And this just says to let go of control, allow something else to take over. I think that is a really cool combination there. We've got the 7 of Swords and the Irenes, and we have Sanctuary, privacy, personal space, respecting boundaries, and taboos. That is a really interesting one too, because you think of the 7 of Swords, that can be like lying or theft, but it can also be like keeping things private, keeping things to yourself. We have here the King of Cups, and we have Song of the Siren, the call, summoning voice to acknowledge. So listening to our intuition. I think these go together very well. Very pretty too. We have the 3 of Swords, Eros, and then we have falling in love, kissing the divine in another, in yourself. And this could be like loss in love, that sort of sorrow and that loss. That's an interesting one. The Empress, which is Hera, and we have beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. So those two go together really well. I think that these decks go together quite well. And then finally, what we're going to be working with for cardomancy, or what I'm going to be working with, the deck I'm going to be working with, is, we've got the Celtic Lenorman. Now this, you know, doesn't exactly match as far as like all the others. Let's face it, they have sort of like Greek mythology in them. But mermaids are kind of universal, at least in a lot of European folklore. And, you know, the Celtic Lenorman does make me think about the ancient world. So we can kind of, I think that these might combine well. I do really love this deck. The artwork is gorgeous on here. I also love that there's things like 2 snakes in here. Like this snake I use as transformation, and the other I use as deception. So you've got these beautiful cards here. Let's see how they work. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, let's go out a little bit because it's small. So we have the 9 of Swords, Phobos, so obviously fear, and we have transformation. So we are transforming, you know, with this fear that's going on. 7 of Cups, which is Perseus, and then we have the Garden card here. So 7 of Cups, we're having to make a choice. We have all this abundance. And especially, you know, maybe there's abundance of public events or something to go to. We've got the World card with Gaia, and we have the Bear. This is maternal strength. Like this is maternal strength. This is, you know, the mother bear protecting things. This is, you know, completion. We can feel like we've accomplished things. It's a very good card. Then we have the Hanged Man with Prometheus, and we have the Tower here. And the Tower in Lenormand, you know, it's not the same as the Tower in Tarot. The Tarot in the Tower in Lenormand is more about isolation and also things like government and big business. So maybe we need to be alone for a while so we can see things from a new perspective. We've got the Chariot here with Apollo, very beautiful. And we have the Stork card. This is clearly about moving, going somewhere, making a change, being determined, moving forward with things. I think these do go together well. We have the Man here and the Fool, so maybe it's taking a chance. Maybe this person here, this particular man, is taking a chance, or maybe you're taking a chance with someone. We have Judgment here and Athena, and we have the Mice. So what's eating away at you? What decision do you need to make? So I think these go together very well. Actually, I think all of these this month go together very well. So I'm very excited to be working with all of these. Let me know what your thoughts are about these decks. Do you have them? Are they on your list? Are you a person that likes pretty people decks, or are you one that doesn't? Do you like peoply decks? Are you more of an animal deck person? Let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my patrons for supporting me. Again, gotta do the plug. If you want to check out my Patreon, check it out in the links below. I do weekly astrology reports for detailed astrology. I also do weekly tarot scopes. I'm bringing back the coven level. We're going to be working with the goddess Bridget this month, and you can actually try out both those levels for 7 days for free if you want to just check it out and see what it's all about. I'm also doing a tarot for beginners course there, and I do have, what do you call them? Subscriptions to a monthly reading, a monthly personal reading. And finally, if you just want a reading, you check out the Etsy shop. But thank you to all my patrons. Thank you to all of you for watching and commenting and liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. And as always, peace and love.